O sof asifeim num Adonai ein anovim bagefen v'ein teinim bateino v'he'ole novel v'etein lohem ya'avrum almo anachnu yoshevim heyosefu v'novo el orei hamivtzor v'nidem moshom ki Adonai Eloheinu hadimonu vayashkenu meirosh ki chotonu l'Adonai kaveh l'shalom ve'ein tov le'eis marpei v'hinei ve'oso midon nishma nacharas susof mikol mitzhalos abirov ro'asho kol ha'oretz vayovo vayochelu eretz u'melo'oh ir v'yoshevevo כי הנני משלח בכם נחשים צפעונים אשר אין להם לוחש ונשכו אסכם נאום אדוני.
This is the Nova Festival, the place where the Nova Festival took place, and I'm not really good with the numbers of how many people were killed here. I'm not somebody who watched the Facebook stuff or the streaming stuff. I tend to read books and try to get as much as I can. After it's all done, people actually tend to understand it. On my right over here is what was the main DJ's booth, and behind me are memorials that were set up afterwards. I don't know how many people died here. I went to a place called Hostage Square in Tel Aviv, and I met with somebody who has a relative, a cousin or somebody who's hostage, and the booth that he was sitting in had mock limbs, feet, hands, stuff, and he told me that that was because that they didn't just kill people here, they actually butchered them. They actually cut limbs off. I don't know why, I don't know what that served. And I don't know who to trust about what's happening in Gaza right now. And I don't understand why someone wants to declare a state that seems, by all indications to me, to be a failed state before it even gets started. Don't make a mistake. I think that there should be a Palestinian state. I think there has to be a Palestinian state. I don't think Israel can exist without there being a Palestinian state. I'm not sure these are the circumstances to call one, and I'm not sure what you and I are supposed to be doing right now. But I see so much passion and so much venom from opinions that just don't seem well informed to me. They don't seem to understand what this war is about and what's at stake. I'm about an hour drive from my house. I drove here just now. Today is the 9th of Av. It's a fast day when Jewish people throughout the world commemorate the terrible things that have happened really forever amongst the Jewish people, but specifically from the times of the destructions of the temples in Jerusalem. This isn't necessarily the time or place to go into it, but it's not a bad time to think about suffering. And I guess I'm here to talk about what suffering's worth and when it's worth it. There's a great line from a book by John Green that you don't get to choose whether or not to suffer in this life. You just get to choose who causes it. You don't always get to choose that either, obviously, but it's not my place to choose someone else's suffering, least of all people who live just over there in a totally different life and lifestyle than mine. And I can hear the booms as I'm sitting here. And I don't want ill for anybody, and least of all for anybody innocent. But I don't want helplessness for anyone either. And I don't think there is a course forward that doesn't include winning this war. And winning this war means that the forces that came here and butchered these people simply lay down their arms and say, enough. I don't get the sense they care about what happens to the other people that are in their midst. I don't get the sense that they have any remorse or sense of responsibility for the suffering that those people are carrying. And it strikes me as more than odd that the rest of the world seems to feel that way too. But it doesn't change my sentiment. This is a war that's worth fighting, and it's a war that has to be won. Not for any sense of good versus evil, but for a sense of who's in control, who gets to have their finger on the trigger. And as long as these men have their fingers on these triggers, there won't be peace for anyone. And until there can be a real control that makes certain these people don't have their fingers on the trigger, this war isn't done. And I hope everyone's well fed. I hope everyone is as comfortable as possible. And I'm certainly far more blessed than so many other people. But I don't think I do think I have the right to say this is a just war. This is a good war, and it's a war worth winning. I hope it's got the support of good people. I don't think at this point there's any other choice. I don't believe in the leadership of this country. I don't believe in the leadership of the country of America. But that doesn't make the war any less worth fighting for. It just makes me hope for better leadership. I hope we share good times. I hope we experience the 9th of Av as a day of celebration and not just a day of mourning. And I hope we all get to experience peace and the blessings that this land has to offer to everyone of every faith and background.
מארץ מרחקים, האדוני אין בציון, אין מלכו, אין בו, מדוע הכניסוני בפסיליהם, באבני נכור, ובר קוציר כל הכויס, ואנחנו לא נושענו.